that we can check out. No one knew how bad it'd get. The Age of Mortals.
The dragons called it the Age of Mortals. Probably a mistake. Everything's on fire. The factions were ravaged. There's a giant...
And we are filling up raid, guys. As soon as this thing is filled, we're going to continue our progress on Lords of Dread. Until then, we're just having some good old lore discussions, talking a little bit of WoW early in the morning. Grab a coffee, chill. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, pug raiding and having some good old WoW discussions early in the morning.
Giant sword that is sticking out of Silithus right now, and our big cosmic protectors are currently locked away babysitting Sargeras.
Yep,
Leaves us
there he is.
It's been only 11 years since we took over from the dragons, and in that time, I think we've shown what an Age of Mortals looks like. The place is an absolute mess.
It's a shit
There is
show.
no situation that the player characters can't walk into and kind of make worse. And that's why we need Skillshare, today's sponsor, where the first 1,000 to follow my link or use promo code Bellular Gaming will get a month of Skillshare Premium for absolutely free.
Wonderful.
Today, YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit by Marquez Brownlee is what we're looking at.
Look at that. Look at that.
I
You ever guys
think
ever watch Marquez Brownlee? He's pretty good.
Most influential people
I've watched him
on
before.
the YouTube platform does actually know what he's doing. And that same ability to make tech content relatable actually does come across here, where you're going to learn a whole bunch about the video process, tech tips included. This really breaks it down nice and simple, so I'd just say go check it out. This is the process for one of the most successful
check out
people on the
Skillshare.
YouTube platform, and there is a lot that everyone can learn. I mean, the years I would have saved if I had have just learned a bit more if all these resources actually exist when I was starting off. But the good news is they exist for you, so check them out. And of course in Skillshare there's so much more. Photography, writing, productivity, and you can check all that out for free with our 1-month trial. So hit up that link down below, use the Bellular Gaming
By the way, we'll
code,
start with a
and thanks to
239.
Skillshare for sponsoring. Okay,
We just
let's
need
go.
a little bit more here. Age of Dragons.
The Age of Dragons lasted for 10,000 years, and in that time, they did quite a lot.
Pug Raid Central, the most fun I've had in a group since the 70s. And Oiled Twister was a game of choice. Oh man, I don't know. Oiled Twister might be slightly more fun.
Fought in the War of the Ancients.
Maybe.
Saved the Sunwell a bunch of times.
We love to have you here, Mag.
Protected the timelines, protected the ley lines, and 1,000 other things I'm sure we will find out about in the Dragonflight expansion. At the end of Cataclysm, the Dragonflights agreed that their duty was somehow fulfilled. Now that was a bit weird, considering they just defeated Deathwing.
Right.
Was their great purpose just to defeat another dragon that only became an antagonist because they were uplifted for their purpose?
Right, I mean, God, man, these models are so scuffed. Look at this thing. What the fuck? Look at the different hair textures. Like, this looks like it's painted on. This actually has texture to it. Oh, man. His shoulder is extremely detailed. This is a beautiful shoulder, but my God, this face, only a mother could love this. Holy shit.
Okay, but that's not the most confusing thing that happened. The most confusing thing is they looked at us and left us in charge. Sure, the dragons got a lot wrong. There was Deathwing and Malagos. They both went a bit mad, both tried to wipe us out. We've still got Morazon to deal with down the line, and, what, like 4 evil dragonflights now? Then there's the Well of Eternity, Sundering, Orc Invasion, Third War. Quite a lot of things happened during the Age of Dragons. But in a way, it kind of pales in comparison to our track record.
Great beard for a Blood Elf, though? Yeah, right.
The bang.
This is before Blood Elves could have beards.
He unleashed the first Mana Bomb. Now that is the Azerothian equivalent to a nuke.
Right.
And basically a sin against every dragonflight. It wiped out life, damaged the earth, and was an absolute abuse of arcane. The reds, blues, and greens really should have started to question their choice at that point.
That's true.
The essential component of that bomb was the focusing iris. A blue dragon artifact that the Horde stole from a clearly inadequate dragon escort. But
I
it
didn't
was
even realize
too late,
that.
and we were only just getting started. The war spread to Pandaria, and we didn't even know that there was a big bad to fight. We just went around completely wrecking the place with
This was
our
such a good
faction
cutscene.
war. The climax of that was a mortal Garrosh unleashing the heart of Yasharj,
True.
an old god. He racked the Veil and made us look like a pack of idiots in front of the August Celestials. The Veil is now healed, but we did way more damage while we were there. You see, in our infinite wisdom, we ran around the Timeless Isle. We powered up the Vision of Time, this big hourglass, like a bunch of headless chickens for this guy called Kairos, who, in retrospect, maybe was a little bit suspicious.
Right.
Now, a vision from that hourglass, while we were powering it up, showed us Kairos standing over the dead body of Sora Dormi, Nozdormu's consort.
Yeah, that guy Kairos is a fuck, man. He's gonna have something to do with this. He's been kind of fucking around in the background for a while now, especially with the Bronze Dragon flight. He's been really messing around, and he's worked alongside Rathian on a couple things. So I'm betting he's gonna play a role. Whether he's like he could be like a mid-raid boss or something. I don't know, but he needs to get his ass whooped. That's for sure.
That's bad. Does that not show Kairos a bit of a bad guy? Why didn't we question that at the time? Oh well, we just handed over more and more power.
I want to fight
Kairos.
Galakron. Oh man, look, Galakron. I think we already know we're gonna hear about him. Whether we're gonna see him or not in Dragonflight is still to be determined. But I think we will. I can't imagine Blizzard passing up the opportunity to bring the dragon of all dragons, this massive Galakron. Now I don't know if it's gonna be like some kind of time warp event. I doubt we're gonna see him like actually in the game. He's dead. And bringing him back would kind of be a fucking bad idea. This guy wanted to eat all the dragons and destroy the world. I don't know if we want to see him back. But we might go back and see the event where all, the dragons were fighting him. The dragon aspects became the dragon. They received their power. Maybe we do some kind of time walking shit where we get to see the fight of Galakron, maybe ride a dragon and fight in the fight. That would be amazing. I think it'd be a very cool thing to see, and I hope that they do bring that. Okay, so what if the Bronze Dragonflight guy goes crazy and brings Galakron back? Maybe. There's just one issue with Galakron like actually coming back, and the reason why I say it could be like a time walking, just like a quick event. Galakron's massive. Like the size of Galakron is like unfathomable. You guys remember how big Deathwing was, right? Like he stood on top of Stormwind on the towers. He was fucking huge. He's like the size of Galakron's toe. Galakron as a character does like how we get him in game, like actually in the game. I don't know. Like you could bring him in some kind of like weird void, like in a starry room kind of thing where you're riding a dragon aspect and you're fighting him. That could be possible maybe. But to bring him actually to Azeroth, this guy would be like the fucking size of half of Northrend or something. He'd be massive. I don't know how you bring him in and all the players are able to see him and fight him in a raid or something. I don't know. But, I mean, Fog, the crazy thing about the Bronze Dragonflight is, yeah, anything's possible. They can time walk anything. It's all possible, for sure. The boss fight is us just slapping Galakron's nails. Yeah, yeah. As a tank, it'd be great. I'm just tanking his toenail. That's basically what it would be. If he's, like, true to size. If he's true to form, right? The pictures we've seen of him and stuff, Deathwing is basically the size of his toe. Maybe his toe and part of his foot. So, if they stick to that kind of lore, yeah, he'd be fucking massive.
He then used that to split the timeline. That started the butterfly effect that got Garrosh to Draenor and the Iron Horde
we
to
fucked shit
our
up.
doorstep.
We get it. The dragons left us alone. We fucked shit
As soon as we turned
up.
up in Draenor, we freed Ner'zhul, Cho'Gall, and Terran Gore from the Iron Horde. Interesting move. They are actually three of the most evil names in the whole franchise.
Right.
And yeah, these were AU versions of it, but the rap sheet of the ones that we knew, it was bad enough for us to probably know better. And we freed them because...
Because we need an expansion.
Khadgar told us to. Our quest told us to.
Right.
Yeah. Those, at the time, minor things, had very large consequences.
True.
But that's the whole thing of the mortals. Point us, and we will shoot. So, let's do a little highlight.
Give us
reel
something
of
to
our
kill and we'll kill it.
destruction.
We have one.
We sure can shoot at others, but it must have horrified the dragons when we started to shoot at each other. Our planet was bleeding from Sargeras' sword.
Yeah,
Azerite
our planet was on its
super
period.
powerful, and sure, some of us had this happy care about
Something about this. I'm not convinced the goblins ever stopped doing this. I think the goblins are still, to this day, fucking mining this Azerite, and they probably have a stash of super weapon-esque Azerite shit. Right? We all know how the goblins work, man. And what's their leader again? Oh my god, I'm fucking... I draw so many blanks when I'm fucking streaming. I can't think and talk at the same time sometimes. But we all know their leader is one corrupt fuck. He's not trustworthy at all. I'm convinced that the goblins are still out there mining this shit, and they're just gathering a bunch of it. Gazlo, yes, thank you, JC. They're out there still mining this shit, and Gazlo's just making weapons and an army, and we're gonna have to deal with it later. But these guys don't stop, man. There's money to be made, power to be had.
our situation.
It goes against the very thing that makes goblins, man. Greedy fucks. They have to be out there still mining.
Around trying to fix it with the heart. Isn't that lovely?
His skeleton isn't Dragonblight. That's true. His skeleton isn't Dragonblight. It's fucking massive.
Powers that be, power structures that matter, the Alliance and the Horde, were a little bit more busy figuring out how
That's
to
just
make
a skeleton, right? Add some meat on that shit. It's going to triple in size.
that stuff into mass weapons of destruction. So, can you imagine anything more...
Gallywix. Yeah, they're right here. That's who I'm thinking of. Not Gazlo. Yeah, Gallywix. Gallywix is the leader of the goblins. He's basically the mob leader. The unchosen leader of the goblins.
Anti-Guardian of Azeroth than using Azeroth's blood
to
power
Gallywix.
guns to kill each other with.
I think he's
Sweet.
still mining that shit.
The dragons
He's got his
had
goblins
a lot
out there
to
still
deal with
mining.
at that time, and they sort of endorsed the whole Heart of Azeroth thing by empowering it. I kind of wonder what they thought sitting there in the Chamber of the Heart with us. I don't know, maybe they thought it was time to get the band back together. But we could use, of course, our talent for good. The biggest test of the Age of Mortals was the Legion invasion. We knew that something was coming since the Burning Crusade, but we'd been so busy wrecking the place that nobody besides Rathian and Khadgar were really trying to prepare for it. And during Legion, we got a lot right. Well, we also kind of nearly killed the planet. We didn't have our hand on Sargeras' sword, but we were the guardians of the world, and we did kind of fail.
What
the
do you mean?
Stabilized, but still...
Why did we fail, man? We fucking defeated a fucking corrupt-ass giant Legion-leading motherfucker. Come on. We didn't fail. So what? He left his splinter in the side of the world. The Legion had never failed prior to coming to Azeroth. The Legion was all destroying, all knowing. I mean, come on. Planet after planet, this had been done to it. And then they come to our planet, and the best they could do is put a little splinter in the side. What sword? Exactly.
This is destroyed, and whatever's in store for the sword definitely can't be good for our planet. It's a pity none of us seem to be looking into that. And of course, even when we did win and kill Argus, turned out that actually had the humongous unintended consequences of, well, sending his soul straight to the Shadowlands so that the Arbiter could get taken out. Not necessarily our fault, but we're really getting into the whole weird realm of the Jailer's Gigabrain plan for cosmic domination and all the weird things that means.
Great stuff.
But of course, sometimes we're just really, really stupid.
Sometimes we're just dumb.
Denathrius seemed like a pretty cool guy, and he had this problem.
Galakrond pulls the... Hold on, Foghorn. I think you just figured it out, man. Foghorn says Galakrond pulls the sword out of the planet. There we go. Problem solved. He's big enough to do it. That's it. We figured it out. That's what happens with the sword and everything. Problem solved.
He could help him sort it out. And so we trapped the Accuser and got her banished to the Ember Ward. Now, those rebels, of course, turn out to be the good guys, and we figured Denathrius out eventually.
Right.
But he got a key part
What a great
of his plan
character
from
Denathrius
us,
was.
the Medallion of Domination.
Done. Close the book.
Talk about being railroaded by the game into making a bad decision, because, of course, most of us had already seen...
Cole, and the seed is planted in the wound. There we go. Now, really, the book is closed. The Night Elves plant the seed in the wound after Galakrond pulls the sword out. You heard it here first. Everyone in this stream, all 20 of you, you guys know. You guys now know. That's how this story ends. Wow. Wow, we just figured it out in chat. Yes, Gigabrain plan revealed.
In Afterlives, we kind of all knew that Denathru was a prick, and it was pretty clear at the start of the expansion. How many times has a cunning villain gotten us to do their bidding?
New World Tree, yep, that's right.
Xavius' trap, and of course Ysera, the green aspect, was pretty much killed. There was also that time when the Horde started to help Sylvanas, which of course we now know means actually that they were helping the jailer. In BFA, you could straight up be a Sylvanas loyalist. Not every mortal has to be a guardian of Azeroth, but that was us quite literally helping Sylvanas destroy reality, I suppose. So that's an ultimate fail. Really, there's not been a bad guy that at least some of us haven't been desperate to help. How many people ran around gleefully with the gift of N'Zoth on their head?
True.
Even when we were warned in his warped nightmares, we kind of still thought it would be a good idea to be his agent, and I know that some of you are still Team Void. Again, nobody in the setting really questioned any of this.
We put on the gear and everything.
If the dragons knew about the gift, what would they say? Because, of course, N'Zoth was pretty much enemy number one for the dragons. He corrupted Deathwing, which, per the logic of Cataclysm, kind of means that N'Zoth gave them their purpose? Oh, man. That's really weird. Then Ashara.
That's some
the dragons
fucking
told her that
top
all
level
eternity
shit.
would just be a big beacon to basically say, hey, evil people, come get us.
We're
very
in.
powerful, very juicy, delicious. She then doubled down and ended up summoning the Legion. Of course, then she ends up being Queen of the Naga, and we just could not help but get her the Blade of the Black Empire. Why do we do that? I think we're going to be dealing with the consequences of the Age of Mortals for a very, very long time yet. Still not over, though. So the Naga's big plan in BFA was to summon in a storm that would wipe all the land dwellers off Azeroth.
Right.
What did we do in our infinite wisdom? Oh, we end up turning to Xal'atath of all people to sort it out. We made sure that she got
man,
her
I
body,
forgot
which is
about
very
her.
nice of us, and then we got her all the relics the Naga were going to use, and of course she immediately sold us out to N'Zoth for her freedom. Then she opens a portal, she says, alright, cheers, see you later, and disappears into the cosmos.
Yeah, we're gonna see her again.
Didn't take care of so many things as guardians. Xal'atath is almost certainly going to return, and I have a feeling she's probably going to want to kill us. Maybe
most likely.
More spicy,
I might let her do it though. She's hot.
Ashara. We also let her get off scot-free, didn't we? The source of nearly all of Azeroth's Legion-related grief. And in Ny'alotha, we just let her walk away.
Yeah.
Just to illustrate how bad
we're good
this
people.
is.
We're good people.
She says she's done with intermediates. She's going to find the true throne of power. That means Void. Ashara literally disappeared into the cosmos to Void's true throne of power.
Nice.
Nothing is ever truly finished. Even when we killed Xavius and finally ended the whole Emerald Nightmare thing, or so we thought. It turns out that in doing that, we actually just traipsed in and, left a little remnant of the nightmare there.
Shit, man. What? We're better off just hanging out in Elwyn Forest in Westfall or something. We keep fucking shit up. I forgot we even did this. Thought we got rid of the Emerald Nightmare. We left it right here.
Just, of course, take another shot at Azeroth.
Yeah, it's going to get another shot.
Speaking of the future, we've been speculating for years that an invasion from the light was coming and that it's going to come from AU Draenor. Yrel was just a dream we saved at the beginning of War of Draenor.
To this realm.
Jackson Pirates. Thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge.
The Mag'har came over, though, from AU Draenor. Many, many, many years had passed on their world, and Yrel had basically radicalized.
Yeah, if you guys don't know this, the Mag'har orcs, you have to do their questline to know about this stuff. Yrel has fucking lost her mind. She's become this fanatical lightbringer who is basically telling the Mag'har orcs either accept the light and become like Lightforged or die. She's on a I guess you could call it like a light crusade, right? A crusade of the light over there in AU Draenor. So she's fucking lost her shit. She's creating an army of the light, and most likely we're going to have to deal with it. Yeah, accept the light or burn, exactly. That's what she's basically telling these orcs. So she's fucking lost her mind. Mind you, we have a fanatical light worshipper as the head of the Alliance right now as well. So this whole light shit, you know, even though it looks like we're taking a break from it, there is we've always dealt with the void. We've always known the void has its problems, but the light creating problems, that's going to come up in our future. And I'm sure Urel is going to be part of that. She's fucking lost her shit, man.
The Draenei into a fanatical light army that was converting everybody by the sword.
Yeah.
Or I suppose the hammer. But there's no way we could predict.
The Alliance gets to be the bad guys for once. Yeah, that's what it looks like is going to happen. And the Blizzard team has hinted at that before, that the Alliance is about to have some problems. We know the Horde has had problems, but the Alliance is about to get their turn. Anduin's, I don't know if he's taking back the throne. And he might not. And that's going to create some problems. But we'll see. But hey, cross-factional raiding, we could solve that problem, right?
Who knows, though? Maybe if we just didn't show Urel that you could sort out all your problems by killing them, it would have turned out a little bit better. At the very least, maybe we should have checked up on them, but I suppose nobody bothered. Even just a single moment of due diligence for almost any of these problems would have went a very long way for the mortals. But no, even the wise Khadgar basically just forgets. You know, like when the jailer said that there's something to come. He said that in the sepulchre of the first ones, right in front of us. He's literally dying, turning back into a weird shriveled raisin robot. He's dying. He says, robot. By the way, there's a very large problem coming, everybody. Very big problem. Bye. That's what the jailer does when he dies.
That's it. I said it. He literally went an entire expansion. The jailer went an entire expansion without ever telling us anything meaningful. He had like supervillain lines like puny mortals and I am all powerful and all this shit. That's all he ever said. And then at the very end, when he finally has a chance to say something meaningful and reveal what the fuck we're doing here and why this is all going on, he drops another stupid supervillain line and says, "You cannot stop what is to come." Thank you, jailer. Thank you for contributing absolutely nothing to the game. When he dies. Except almost ruining the lore of one of the greatest villains ever in the Lich King. Thank you.
Khadgar's there. We see him later. He's just like, all right, see ya. Nobody,
oh god, it's another wait. This wasn't the big bad. Yeah.
Asks the other Eternals.
There's another one. Exactly.
What's going on? What was he talking about? We don't ask the Enlightened about it? I guess we look at Fareem's notes and say, oh, look at that crazy motherfucker. Maybe we'll work that out later.
There's always a bigger fish.
Morons. You'd really think that whatever the Chuckler talked about is something we need to prepare for, but no.
Nope.
You know, we really did mess up a lot more than I talked about in this video. And maybe this is an unfair video, maybe it's one we're just doing for the memes and the fun, but it really does bring home how, I suppose, hard being a Guardian of Azeroth is. You can't even trust the adventurer beside you isn't actually secretly working for N'Zoth, because guess what? The whole Gift of N'Zoth plotline
I wonder if this is ever going to come up again. Yeah.
What's going on there? So the dragons are coming back from their holiday. I mean, guys, like, dragons, I know you like, booked an 11-year resort holiday or something. You really didn't want to come and intervene, but...
Right.
They really should have done a little bit more. So, them coming back probably has got something to do with the state of Azeroth at the minute. But we're going into an expansion of hope. This is not going to be the dragons as head honchos or us mortals as head honchos. It's going to be both of us trying to defend Azeroth from whatever nasty is lurking around.
Look, I'll be completely honest. I think Dragonflight, maybe I'm just like a stupid WoW player. I am so damn excited for this expansion. And I don't know if I'm excited because I'm ready for Shadowlands to be over, or I'm excited because Dragonflight looks that good. But I think it's both, honestly. I'm very excited for Dragonflight. I feel like a lot of the shit that they're putting in there is stuff based on player feedback, mistakes that they've learned from. They've been humbled. Final Fantasy has humbled them. Other MMOs have humbled them, right? But they've taken all that, they've learned, and now it's time to show us what they've learned. Dragonflight is a return to form, and I feel like it's going to be, honestly, a great expansion, and I can't wait.
On the corner. What is that nasty? I don't really know. We don't know what the final
Conquest still has the Gift of N'Zoth. Yeah, he would.
We did do a video pretty much trying to work it out, and I think it's a really damn good video, so do watch that one as well.
Yeah, we checked that out already.
Overall then, the Mortals. Really, if you flip this video on its head, this is a video about some of Blizzard's storytelling style. I don't think they always do a great job of the protagonist characters, be that the cast of the game and also the role of the player character. They don't do a great job of dealing with things, of epiloguing things,
True.
of having big, long conversations after things.
True.
And I think there's a really big missed opportunity there, because they kind of go sprinkle in some mystery.
Whoa.
But they
Nice sound
actually could
effect.
get a lot of really good storytelling if they just have us go chat to NPCs and have some NPCs talk to us and have a conversation about it.
We 100% we need more storytelling in game. Blizzard has made a fucking big problem out of, you have to buy this book, you have to watch this YouTube video that we just released, you have to go and read 5 pages from this random book that somebody found out could be discovered, and there's a toy attached to it, and now we got to watch 5 more YouTube videos about a breakdown of that. Just give us some in-game lore. Say what you want about BFA. Say what you want about BFA. BFA had some of the best in-game storytelling we've ever had in any expansion. The cutscenes were amazing. We had fully rendered cinematics in-game. They were unbelievable. And that also started with Legion. Legion had a lot of in-game cutscenes that were very good. Illidan's storyline was easy to follow. The whole thing was really good, and it was all happening in-game. This shit needs to be done in-game. People should not need to watch YouTube videos or buy a book or go on the hub and search for Warcraft, right? To be able to understand what the hell is going on in game. Don't do that, by the way. Don't do that last part. It won't give you any lore. It'll give you some weird shit. But what I'm saying is, all of the lore more lore needs to be in game, and I'm hoping that that's what they do in Dragonflight. I think it'd be nice if they stopped doing this guy wasn't the real bad guy. The real bad guy is some other guy. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a thing to having expansions, right? I mean, you got to keep expanding the story, so there's always going to be another bad guy. But I agree that you don't have to say this guy wasn't the real bad guy. They could just both be bad guys that showed up at different times, right? Like, there's no reason why the previous bad guy has to be lesser than the next one. They could just be 2 bad guys that happen to show up at different times, and we got to deal with it. Yeah.
Biggest strengths about that other game, I won't mention its name, but I think you might know what it is that after a big thing happens, generally the characters will talk about it. They'll chew the fat on it, because they're actually...
Final Fantasy,
well, they feel like
I've never played it. I'm never going to play it. But in-game storytelling in Final Fantasy is supposedly really good.
Agents in the world with their own dreams, hopes, desires, thoughts.
They're all
focuses
dreadlords.
Of interest. And
Even
because
you,
of
yeah.
that, they kind of work out what could be coming next. They have a chat. They have a think.
Well, this Lord's a dread fight.
Needs to start having
Some of us are
the cast
dreadlords.
of World of Warcraft do that as well. I think patch 9.2.5 should probably have a quick quest line going around the other Eternals, trying to work out what's going on, having a chat about it, fleshing the world out.
Yeah, I agree.
So, pointing out that the Mortals are pretty sloppy, I think we're kind of pointing out that there's maybe a few gaps in the way that this game is written, and I think Blizzard stands to gain a hell of a lot by filling those gaps in. And with that said, that's this video filled out, so thank you very much for watching. Let me know what your top disaster of the Age of Mortals is. I mean, hell, kind of forgot to mention Teldrassil burning or any of that in this video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of happened, too.
Should have done that. Oh, well. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.